Welcome to SUPRS Live. It's the Supermodified Ultimate Pavement Racing Series season finale at Oswego Speedway, the 14th Annual Topless 200 for non-wing Supermodifieds. We are glad you could join us here tonight as we wrap up this 12-race summer season of non-wing Supermodified sim racing, and we're going to have a doozy here tonight. One of the fastest fields in Super's history. We'll start this one. Last night, the front row was both under the old track record, both drivers under the old track record, Bob Gamer and Steady Steve Callahan on the front row. First time for Callahan to start on the front row, and first time for Gamer to start on the pole. Rob Warren and Keith Powell, the guys that you would expect to be up front in qualifying as a former pole sitter and front row starters, ended up having to take their guaranteed starting spot, and that bumped Kyle Clark and Derek Backus back a little further. Carl Becker, your other driver that will start the Topless 200 here tonight. Tonight, the driver making the second most starts in this race is the guy that starts outside of row number 1, and he hails from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. He drives the Exide Battery Singular Cellular number 55. It's Steady Steve Callahan. Steve, looking back over your starting record here at the Topless 200, and it's a good one for sure. Your best finish to date is third. Do you think you can advance on that tonight because you have this good starting spot?
We're sure going to try. Got a pretty good car. Made some changes on it last night. Crew Chief Keith, he worked on it a little bit today, and we're just gonna see what we can come out with. Long race, and anything could happen.
Now, how nerve-wracking is it for you here? I know it's just a sim race, but it's something that you've strived to run for. Only missing 2 of these races since your first one in 2006. It's quite a long streak here for you, but is it more nerve-wracking to start up front or less so?
It doesn't matter where I'm starting in this race. I got the adrenaline going. This is a big one. If you're able to pull this one off, man, you've accomplished something. This is definitely probably the hardest one to win. Not just because of length, just because of all the variables. The tire fall off. So many chances for something to happen, and you got to be good and have a little luck too.
Steady Steve Callahan looking for some luck here tonight. He'll go away from outside of row 1. The driver hails from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, and he's part of the CPR Motorsports machine. And the guy that has been up front with this before, and his teammate Keith Powell, having to take his guaranteed starting spot last night, and he may be looking for some new icing to put on his machine to get to the front here tonight and win this thing. Keith, when you look at your starts, you don't have a lot of them in this race compared to some of the other drivers. Your first start coming in 2010, your best finish a second last year. How's your sponsor feel about your chances here tonight?
She probably feels better than I do, and CPR does. But I think we got a pretty good car. I know me and my teammate were pretty pumped up for this race. This one race I've always wanted to win. So last year's really close battle. Rob there at the end. I just hope CPR's there up around there at the end to put on a good show for the fans. But yeah, she's got us all pumped up today. She talked to me and my teammate Steve pumped us up, so we should be all right.
Well, let's get a little bit of time here. We want to talk about icings on top because this is the first race of the Triple Crown for Supermodified Sim Racing. The icings on top, Super's Triple Crown. Tell us a little bit about the business, Keith.
Yeah, it's my wife has a cake and bakery little business there. She does specialty cakes, big wedding cakes, themed cakes. That she make them look like whole bunch of different things, but or big, real elaborate wedding cakes, cupcakes, things like that. And then she also does a lot of glass engraving. She's made a bunch of toasting glasses for weddings. Made a bunch of SUPRS mugs and beer mugs and rocks glasses for non-wing points, top 3 points. And last year, finally, Rob got the Triple Crown, all 3 races in 1 year. So she did a really, really nice engraved mirror for Rob for that. And it looked pretty neat when it was done. I hope I can get a chance to get one of those.
Well, Keith, it'd be neat to see that happen. I know how much it would mean to you to win this race. After finishing second, you've got a couple of fourth-place finishes. Haven't been out of the top 10 since you first ran this race in 2010. Best of luck to you here tonight. We'll be keeping an eye on the Mayfield Missile of Keith Powell.
Thanks, Bobby. Good luck to you too, bud.
Keith Powell, ladies and gentlemen, Icing's on Top, his sponsor and the sponsor of the SUPRS Triple Crown. Well, we want to say thank you to our lab sponsors. Just really appreciate everything that they have done for $1 a lap, and they're helping to keep injured Supermodified racers and their families, financially able to buy groceries. And just $1 a lap is all it costs, and that's what SUPRS exists for, is to help injured Supermodified drivers and bring about awareness to the Supermodified division and the mighty Supermodifieds, the ultimate short track race car. And want to say thanks to a former member, John Flath, just getting in under the gun here, sponsoring 3 laps. And his message is for lap 39. Good luck all drivers from Twisted Metal Fabrications. Lap 72. Good luck all drivers from Twisted Metal Fabrications and Mullen Brothers Racing, number 39 and 73 TQ Midgets, and lap number 74, Bud Flath. John Flath sponsoring that. Appreciate that. Former member, picking up a lot of wins. In fact, winning the very first Billy Vukovic III Classic at Mesa Marin Speedway back in about 2006. So thanks to Bud, thanks to CPR Motorsports for sponsored 45 laps, breezegraphics.com, and also Mama G, and a couple others in there for sure. You see them running across the screen now. We appreciate those. Well, it's time for the final full fuel load warm-up. Just 5 minutes for those guys, and they will be just getting the final bugs ready to go here for the Topless 200. We're going to be quiet for a couple of minutes and let you listen to the roar of the mighty Supermodifieds as they do their final full fuel load warm-up.